A special message from the producer.
The following episode contains subjective issues involving marriage and social structure of our time, the Romantic era and Victorian era. Viewer discretion is advised. And we're live in 3, 2, 1.
And you're live with Dr. Dean. Now, raise your hand if you have ever loved someone who didn't love you back. Now, raise your hand if you have ever been discriminated against by the one you love. Have you ever loved someone but married someone because of their money? Backstage, we have a love triangle. Catherine, who marries Edgar, and Heathcliff, who loves Catherine. Meet Catherine, the daughter of the wealthy Master Earnshaw of Wuthering Heights.
I couldn't degrade myself to marry Heathcliff. Whatever our souls are made of, Heathcliff and mine are the same. And Edgar is as different from moonbeam from lightning or frost from fire. My family's wealth would vanish. I had to think about my family. I had to marry Edgar because well, he's handsome, he's pleasant to be around, he's fun and cheerful, and most of all because he loves me. And because he is rich, am I right, ladies? Married to Edgar, I shall be the greatest woman of the neighborhood, and I shall be proud of having such a husband. Thank you for having me.
Now, tell us a little bit more about your situation.
Edgar Linton asked me to marry him, and I couldn't say no. He's always been so nice to me and would support me. I know my father would have approved.
Do you love Edgar?
My love for Edgar is like the foliage in the woods. Time will change it, I'm well aware, as winter changes the trees.
So, in other words, no.
That's not what I said.
Moving on. What about Heathcliff?
My love for Heathcliff resembles the eternal rocks beneath a source of little visible light than necessary.
So you love Heathcliff, but you married Edgar.
That is correct.
Then why did you not marry Heathcliff, Catherine?
Nowadays, people get married because of social mores and not because of love and passion. You'll see just how much trouble this causes.
If Heathcliff and I married, we should be beggars, whereas if I marry Edgar, I can aid Heathcliff and place him out in my brother's power.
With your husband's money, Catherine? I think that's the worst motive for being the wife of Edgar. You are in love with Heathcliff.
So he shall never know how I love him, and that not because he's handsome, Nellie, but because he's more myself than I am.
All right, let's send the lovely Miss Catherine off stage so we can bring out Mr. Heathcliff.
I cannot look down to this floor, but her features are shaped on the flags. In every cloud, in every tree, filling the air at night, and caught by glimpses in every object, by day I am surrounded with her image. The most ordinary faces of men and women. My own features mock me with their resemblance. The entire world is a dreadful collection of memoranda that she did exist and that I have lost her.
Thank you for being here today, Heathcliff.
Yeah.
So, what is your side? How do you feel about finding out Catherine has married Edgar?
Yeah, about that. I moved on to Isabella, Catherine's beautiful sister-in-law.
Do you truly love Isabella?
Of course. Of course not! She degenerates into a mere slut. She is tired of trying to please me uncommonly early. You'd hardly credit it, but the very morrow of our wedding, she was weeping to go home. However, she'll suit the house so much the better for not being over nice, and I'll take care she does not disgrace me by rambling abroad. She abandoned them under the delusion picturing in me a hero of romance and expecting unlimited indulgences from my chivalrous devotion.
If she is truly awful, then why did you marry her?
I married that wretch so that I could obtain power over Edgar. The passion is wholly on one side.
Heathcliff marries Isabella for all the wrong reasons, so he lives his life unhappily.
And why in the world would you need power over Edgar?
Because I'm in love with Catherine. Catherine was much too fond of me. The greatest punishment they could invent for us was to keep us separate.
Oh my goodness, do you have problems? Okay, let's let Heathcliff retire off stage. And let's bring in our third and final guest of the hour, Mr. Edgar Linton.
The soft thing looked askance through the window. I possess the power to depart, as the cat possesses the power to leave a mouse half killed or a bird half eaten. I am allowing her to do what she pleases for her happiness, even if it means allowing Heathcliff to be alone with her.
Good afternoon. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm the master of Thrushcross Grange, a household near Wuthering Heights. I'm married to and very much in love with my beautiful wife of 2 years, Catherine Linton.
How did you meet?
Catherine was recovering from an injury at my home when we were younger, and we developed a special connection. I fell in love with her, so I asked her to marry me, and she said yes.
Are you happy?
I am. I'm very happy. We live a good life. Edgar may very well love Catherine, but it doesn't hurt that she is the daughter of the master of Wuthering Heights.
How do you feel about Heathcliff?
I haven't heard that name in a while.
What do you mean?
Well, he ran away some time ago, and I still haven't talked to him since.
So, you haven't heard that he's married to your sister?
Oh, yes, I have. But I'm choosing to ignore anything that has to do with that wretch.
How do you feel about the relationship between Catherine and Heathcliff?
Well, I always knew Catherine had a special place in her heart for Heathcliff, but that is in her past. That is in our past.
Why do you think she chose to marry you instead of Heathcliff?
Like I said, we have a special connection.
What would you say if I told you both Catherine and Heathcliff are here today?
They are? Catherine didn't tell me.
And they have both expressed their love for each other.
That can't be possible. Catherine would never say that because we believe that marriage should be between two aristocrats. Heathcliff is a commoner. It doesn't matter how much money he has. The source of his income is not justified, and he has no true family connections at Wuthering Heights or Thrushcross Grange. He does not deserve Catherine, and it would be unnatural for Catherine and Heathcliff to get married. You are so lying. Yes, folks, Edgar and several of you out there in the audience believe this. You believe that it's more important to continue the line of wealth of a familial connection rather than marry the person you truly love.
But they can love each other and not get married.
This is true, but it doesn't mean that people should marry each other for property, money, and connections. But Catherine chose me!
I think now's a good time to bring Catherine and Heathcliff back to the stage.
Where are you at? Where are you at?
What is he doing here?
I could say the same thing about you. Catherine, is this true?
Edgar, you know I would never choose anyone but you.
But you love Heathcliff?
All right, let's all take a seat.
What Heathcliff is, an untamed creature, without refinement, without cultivation, an arid wilderness of firs and limestone.
Captain, you'll not drive me off again. I've fought through a bitter life since I've heard your voice, and you must forgive me, for I have struggled only for you.
All right, let's get back on track.
No, Catherine, I became respectable for you. We were in love, Catherine. The only reason we did not run away together was because I was poor, but now I've changed. I've changed for you, and we're free to run as far as we can together now. Let's go!
Heathcliff, you know I never stopped loving you.
Excuse me?
Edgar, what I meant was... You see, I knew she loved me. Will either of you let me speak?
So much confusion and trouble. These social values really seem to be skewing our guests' ideas of marriage.
Everyone stop! Gentlemen, please wait your turn. Now, Catherine, what is it you wanted to say?
Thank you, Nellie. I mean, Dr. Dean. What I was trying to articulate was that although I love Heathcliff, I married Edgar because it was the proper thing to do.
You don't actually love me?
Let's keep this professional, please. Heathcliff, you have proven to be so violent and do not have any solid source of family income or connections, yet you still feel like you deserve Catherine's love.
Yeah.
What we see here, folks, is a romantic hero. Heathcliff is challenging rather than accepting the social values of our time throughout my show and my story.
Well, things are really heating up here. Let me offer my advice. Continue pursuing her because that will make you happy. Do not worry about the social status, and if she really loves you, she will notice that your love is better than any money or social class. Be a change in this era and show others how life can be lived happily with or without status.
Through the love triangle of Catherine, Heathcliff, and Edgar, you can see that social structure plays a big role in our society today. Typically, aristocrats marry aristocrats and commoners marry commoners, but that doesn't mean that people can't find love in other social classes. Our structure creates a barrier for true love. So I'm going to leave you with one thought. As you go off into the world after this show, remember that it is more important to be happy and in love than to obey the inflexible social structure our society has created. Even though most of you are happy or content with the current class system, fight for change and equality. That is what I wish to advocate to you. Thank you for watching.
Coming up next, it all starts over again. We will have Catherine's daughter and her love triangle on the show as well. Watch how the story continues to unfold through the lives of her children. Will Catherine and Edgar's daughter, Catherine, or Heathcliff's adopted nephew that he raises, Hareton, fall under the same curse, or will they find true love? Stay tuned. See you next time.